Backyard Superstar by The Jarvis.
What's up, everybody? This is the panel review for South of France for Backyard. This is the panel review right here, and I'm excited about this collection because this is something that I made a lot of decisions on. And going into the collection, there was a lot of decisions being made, a lot of yeses, a lot of nos. Talking to myself, with my hands on the keyboard and the pad of the laptop, like just switching out things and putting things back on and taking it off. Um, this is a very long thought out collection and it's here and I'm proud of it. I'm glad to show you guys South of France collection by Backyard. Here's the panel review. So my name is Jarvis. I'm the creative director of Backyard, and it was kind of like I'm gonna explain this right here. Backyard Capital B was here. My bad. It was kind of like my headspace was here. I don't want to say the inspiration yet so far, like what I'm showing you, but this is where I was when I was designing in my head. Um, I could see like the vintage paintings on the wall coming off, like all the pastel colors in this picture. Like if I had to describe one thing and someone said the Jarvis where you were when this collection had dropped, I'd say right here, like this is where I was. Um, and if I had to put it like in a way, I would probably be in one of those chairs designing or on a boat designing when you see this collection. And that's kind of like I want to say it's the inspiration, but like I said, it's just where I was. Jump the gates behind the tall plants. I'm gonna try to make this as fun as possible. I don't want it to be a boring panel review, so I'm gonna make this as fun as possible. Basically, like when we did the set design, it was kind of like we wanted to make it a vacational feel, and we wanted the blocks and cement crumbled up to represent the models as a statue in the Renaissance like era. So that's kind of like what I was going for when we did this set design. And then we kind of wanted to be like we always had like dull colors in the background when we see backyard in the past. It was always kind of like dull, and we wanted to add some color to it. And when I say color, I literally mean color, as in one color. We wanted it to be green, matching with the cement. So we thought about the vacational feel. We put in the vintage with it, and it came out with this right here. So I think it's pretty clean. Like when you see it, it's gonna be clean. And like I said, we wanted to have the models look like statues, comparing it to the Renaissance and bringing in inspiration from that. So I think it's gonna be pretty good and clean. Like I can't wait till you guys see this collection. And this is kind of like one of the things I'm gonna emphasize through this whole rollout is like this set design. It's kind of like it's gonna tell a story in its own when you see it. So it's kind of like behind the scenes of it. And I had a cameraman, me and Makai, my cameraman. He told me we should add like the flowers on the bottom. And at first I wasn't. I thought it was enough on the outside, but he seen something else. So I trust his vision. So we had a lot of fun doing it, and I kind of had to say yes. Like I had to take my ego out of it and let him work. And that's what he did. He had the idea to add like the flowers inside the cement. I wasn't gonna do that, but it came out nice and it was clean. Yelling in graphics. Um, so when you see these graphics, it's kind of like I'm expressing myself, and like it's like the graphics crying out for help, if that makes sense. And when I say quiet in a room, it's kind of like it's ironic to see this is my printer's chair and table on the left. That's not where I work, but it's ironic to how I am in my own room. Like I kind of like to work in silence. I don't like to work around a lot of people. So when I express these graphics and later I'm gonna go into like why they are the way they are, it's kind of like that's what our generation is. Like we all know what we trying to say without saying it. In a way, because when you see something, you feel it. It's kind of like when you see something on Instagram and you just feel it without them saying something. Maybe it's a song. I don't want to say that's a bad analogy, but I don't want to say a song, but you still feel it. But our generation, we have like a superpower to where we feel things without saying it. Like we all know what we're going through. Only our generation, that's our superpower. Back then, they didn't have social media with art, so it's kind of like we don't have to really say nothing. When people feel the art, they already know what they're saying. It's kind of like an analogy with this generation that I love about us. Is like in the graphics, it could be anything, anything art expressive. Like we already know what we're trying to say without saying it. And yelling in graphics, I also compare it to like when you see some of the past collections, you see these loud graphics, but it makes sense. It's like you don't want to be that person that yell all the time and you're not making sense in the argument. That's not what we going for. We going for like when you yell, we yell because we love you, or we yell because it's making sense. If that making sense, like if that makes sense. Sorry, like we love yelling in graphics. If that makes sense, like we kind of want to get it to you, and we want it to feel like something when you wear it or when you put it in your closet. So it's gonna be pretty sweet. Excuse me. So this is one of the leaks. I didn't show these pants yet, but I'm gonna show it in the panel review. Um, we have a set going with this, and it's another analogy that I'm saying. Yelling in graphics, it's kind of like I'm expressing the design language in these graphics while keeping it steady with all these collections. It's kind of like you know what you're gonna get from backyard, and it kind of like the people that buy it knows what they're gonna get, and they feel it, and that's kind of like what I want to invoke. I want to invoke that next Kanye West with my clothes. I don't want to be a Kanye West. I want to give Kanye West an energy. I'm kind of like I want to be the Draymond to the Warriors when people put on these clothes in this new collection. So it's gonna be pretty nice. And it's like another thing I want to go over is kind of like these things in the design that you see from the past collections that I use. One thing I heard Marc Jacobs say is kind of like you see things with your mind, right? I mean with your eyes. As it goes on, your mind processes it. So it's like I kind of use my mind as a machine. So when you see these designs, it's kind of like my mind is spitting out these things when I start designing. And I'm not trying to like talk about myself like that, but I'm just keeping it like how it's supposed to be when you're creative. Like it's how we all are. It's like you take in these things and it's like your mind spits out something. I may have seen this. I had this image for a long time, and it's starting to like create itself in the clothes. And you will see it in the new collection. You see these like vintage wall drawings and colors. Like I'm pretty sure my mom it definitely spit out in the last collection these type of colors on the right. Like you see a lot of these blue and reds and yellows colors in backyard a lot. Even these vintage looks on the walls and stuff like and the patterns on the left. It's kind of like we use all these things and it's habitual in the design. And that's why I say that it's in the design. And we make sure to use it. And that's what we love. Like that's what it's all about. It's like we're curious about it and we stay curious when designing this thing we call backyard and it's beautiful. Even a new collection is like it's gonna be nasty. So excuse me. With this collection, we're gonna have about 5+ items. I know a lot of people thinking on Twitter it's gonna be one item. Nah, we're gonna have 5+ items. It's gonna be pretty cool. Like, and like I said, in this, we want to invoke like the next Kanye West or the next whoever you are, the next Steve Jobs. Like when you wear these clothes, that's what you want to evoke. That's the whole attitude of backyard, doing it for the plot and evoking that dream. We not the dream. I promise we not. We just invoking the ones that is dreaming, and we are for the dreamers. So when you wear these clothes, it's like you put it at the top of your closet, if that makes sense, you know, because it make you feel like something when you put it on, and that's kind of like what we're going for. And it goes in all the design. It's kind of like it goes into what I'm saying right here also. Another thing is it's like we wanted to have fun with this collection, and you will see it in the collection. So we have like a lot of things that you haven't seen before in our design language. So we was testing a lot of new concepts and stuff. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool, man. I want to thank y'all for coming in and joining this Discord, not the Discord, but also yes, the Discord, but the panel review. I want to thank y'all for if you got this far, thank you for supporting the brand. It's been fun. Like the journey, it's been pretty cool. So seeing everybody come along and enjoy backyard and seeing people how they wear it and stuff and how they talk about it is pretty cool. I don't really pay attention to it a lot. I just like to create it. Cause I just be in the house a lot, bro. But I see all the love. Thank y'all. And it's like we're just gonna keep doing it. We're gonna invoke the dreamers. I mean, and you're gonna do it for the plot every time you wear backyard. And this is South of France new collection by Backyard. Early access is gonna be tomorrow at 3. Official drop will be Thursday at 3 p.m. And a new campaign is on the rollout right now. So I hope you guys enjoy. I had a lot of fun. The decision making was crazy hard, throwing out things, putting it back in, but we made it here, and I'm thankful.
Backyard Superstar by The Jarvis.